And welcome to another edition of the Brain News. Today is Monday, the 30th day of October, and the year stands at 2021. It's good to be back here after the weekend, and we are here again. The entire team, we are all here to run you up to 12:30 this afternoon on the program from the Brain News. So in our studio this morning, we have Dapana Esdaku Windel Nimnet. And in the USA is our man, we have some issues with. So let's see what we can make some adjustments. Chris, if you are here, please come and give us some hand. All right, please. Let's take our theme song while we make this adjustment. Okay, folks, while we trying to make this adjustment, we will play you the bombshell released by Henry Costa the other day on the closing argument program. So, our tech guy is trying to work things out for us. So let's just remove our guests. Let's bring in Gus. Can you remove them while we're trying to get this thing work out? All right, so we trying to do that. Is that okay, Gus? If you're there, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you. I'm just
Gus,
here.
are you there? You
Yes,
are
I am.
muted.
I am. I'm not muted. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. I think the problem is from us. All right, Esther. You just have to remove our guests totally so we can sort this out.
Can you hear me?
Gus, you there?
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good morning. How you doing?
Okay.
Good. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Liberia. It's Gus Corma. Glad to be here.
It's better now.
Okay, it's better now, but when the tech guy is here, because we need to bring the camera on our studio guest, who is the mobilization chief from Europe for the CDC. She's in our studio this morning. Julie Rambo is here this morning, and we also have Dapana, one of the panelists on the Brain News, is also seated. So we're going to play you this voice recording by Henry Pedro Costa. As a matter of fact, Costa will be going live at 1 o'clock today, and Freedom FM is going to be carrying that live program. So this is exactly what was said by Henry Pedro Costa, and then right after that, we will be switching controls over to Dapana, who is going to take the lead on this interview with our guest, Julie Rambo, who is the mobilization chair for the Diaspora Europeans of the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change. So let me play you this voice clip. Let me see where I can pop it up from here. Okay.
The reservation of hotel rooms and everything.
Oh, let me see. All right.
That factor into your decision to refer to them as ungrateful son of my swine. Just, I'm just
It's one of the tiniest elements of the overall consummate factor. You know, there were many elements. They all factored into that. Yes, but in 2021, Robert, being a very good friend, did hook me up because Waka always used to travel when he comes to me with a big delegation. The man ain't got money. He won't travel like he stay VP. Then pull me gotta be going around begging people to hustle for money to buy him plane ticket. And so now I will call my boy Monroe AJ, my man. What your Delta best race now? He got to fly business class. I'm looking for money all over the place for that old man. The last trip they were full. Joe Boakai, Charles Sneddon, Jacob Kabakoli, and Maureen Neiman. The four of them, the tickets cost 15 grand. A friend of mine in Minnesota, I squeezed 9K out of him. Wow, 9K. We bought the tickets on his credit card and we raised it. And that trip cost us $30,000, excluding the medical. I had to swipe my debit card to the hospitals we took him. I took Joseph Waka to hospital to see doctor. Joseph Waka, the doctor said Joseph Waka sick. Joseph Waka, all know we concern for it. We booked tickets. I still have the tickets. I can forward the tickets to you guys via email right now. The ticket is still open. March 23rd, Waka was supposed to leave Accra to JFK and then to Minneapolis, and I will pick him up and drive him to Rochester in Minnesota, where the Mayo Clinic is. I booked the Airbnb there, costing me $3,370 US from March 23rd to April 7th for 2 weeks after his surgery. Waka later looked at me and said the reason he was not going to get the surgery done. I don't want to start by this to tell you how dangerous Joe Waka and the people around him are. This man, I carry you to doctor. The first doctor say you sick, you must do surgery. Okay. We go to the second doctor. Second doctor say you sick, you must do surgery. Your lower descending artery, it has weakened to the extent where they need to graft your thigh and extract an artery from there, remove the weakened artery from your heart and replace it with that one. That is what was causing the palpitations or the irregular heartbeat of Joseph Boakai, which triggered the heart attack he had in January of this year. I had come to Liberia for the first time in 2 years. I had no plan to return to the U.S. immediately. When I had to do it, when I was forced to do so, Boakai fainted. He has 8 episodes, 6 in his bathroom where he was going towards the bathroom to pee. Had it not been for his foster daughter who held him, he would have fallen to the ground. It would have been a disaster. We would have been hearing a different story. But she held him before he hit the ground. So she saved him. I woke up in the morning. I'm inundated with missed calls from all of his close people. I was like family, guys. I was like family with these people. They called me. Your Uncle Joe had a very terrible thing. We had to carry him to EOWA. I go to EOW hospital to see Joe Boakai. It was on a Friday, I believe a Friday or Saturday, because I was leaving on the 14th of January. I go to the hospital, there's Joe Boakai strapped to an oxygen machine because he couldn't breathe on his own. His breathing was not regular. They didn't tell me what the medical report was. They said, oh yeah, he's looking all right, he will be fine and everything. They were hiding it from me. But then they said, the old man has to be flown abroad. I said, why? They said, because the doctor said the condition is critical, he needs to put propofol. They still did not tell me that Boakai needed a triple bypass surgery. I cut my trip short, started begging for money. We flew Boakai abroad, he and his entire entourage. Boakai got to the States. I made the arrangement, took him to see Abizem, a Syrian doctor. He was the second time meeting this doctor. He's a cardiologist. He's in Philly. We go to see Dr. Abizan. Dr. Abizan said, your condition is critical. They examined him. They had the medical report from Liberia sent to the U.S. They confirmed everything the doctor in Liberia had found that's wrong with him. We decided to go to see an internal medicine doctor, a Nigerian doctor who has been practicing for more than 30 years. We go to see him. He too confirms it, that if Joe Boakai does not get a triple bypass surgery done within 6 to 9 months, he runs the risk of collapsing or having that artery completely fail, and he could die any time. We were scared. We started panicking. That's when they told me what actually the initial diagnosis from ELWE had said. I was scared. I was like, is this the man we are trying to make president of the country? And the doctors are saying if he doesn't do this major surgery. So we started to do consultation. The surgeons that do this procedure, they are called cardiothoracic surgeons. We started to consult. Because of his age, they said if he does this procedure, he's going to be knocked out of commission for 6 to 9 months, up to even a year. Then he's diabetic, which will make it difficult for the healing. The incisions will take longer to heal because he's diabetic. And they say he would be completely unable to do any physical activity. We try to convince him to stay in the States and see how we could hustle for the money to get the surgery done because he doesn't have insurance. Like I say, he had to return to Liberia. And then we had to bring him back. So we hustled. We found some money to bring him back. I found the money, $25,000. We bought the tickets. I have the tickets here. I have the Airbnb. We booked it. Everything was set. Cost over $10,000. I had another between $10,000 to $15,000 cash for him and Jake to come. The plan was we would take some photos because now they think, well, how do we manage it so that the likes of you, intelligent men, would not suspect that Boakai is undergoing or has undergone a procedure that inhibits him from doing normal activities. So I came up with the idea. We would take some photographs over several days in several different attires, and we'll keep those photographs. And then we'll begin to slowly release them while he's in the States, because we cannot not be in a position where we don't say anything about Joe Boakai being in America, because he would have had to be in America for many, many months. That was the conundrum that we faced, gentlemen. Boakai was supposed to leave on March the 23rd. I have the plane tickets here, guys. He and Jake. Boy, you want business class ticket, $2,900 from from Accra to New York. And then the Aska airline flight from Monrovia to Accra. He and nephew Jake. The tickets cost about 10 grand the tour. A week before the trip, Jacob Kabakoli called me and said to me that Joseph Boakai had decided he would not make the trip anymore. I was shocked. Normally, that's something Joe Boakai himself would talk to me about. I knew something was at play. I waited until eventually on March 30th, Joseph Boakai himself wrote me a message, which I have here in my phone, which some of you have read, telling me that his health result was already public knowledge, public information, and his planned return for open heart surgery was being discussed everywhere, and how he would die in the surgery. It was arranged for him to die in the surgery so that then the election would be over and he would not be able to participate. I said, Uncle Joe, you believe this sort of thing? That I, Henry Costa, would have read? He said, well, that's what my people told me. So Joe Boakai said he will only go for the surgery after winning the presidency. I said, what? The doctors told you that the condition you have, you may look well right now, like you were looking before your episode in January, but you could collapse at any moment. If anything triggers, the elevated stress could trigger a heart attack. and you want to go through a stressful situation like an election, which could possibly go to a runoff and then get inaugurated before going for this life-saving procedure. Waga said he will not go for the surgery until he's president of the republic. Then he will leave the country with Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Queen, because of the people he eventually picks, and then go America. So that's it. I see you guys talking. I listened to you yesterday morning or this morning as I was driving, going somewhere to meet the president, by the way, and I was like, yeah, about that. I was enjoying you. You were propounding the issues as you were doing here quite effectively and very brilliantly, as have all of you guys. But you don't know the nitty-gritty. These are some of the things I'm about to begin to tell the country. This man was saying to me, Henry, when we win a presidency, after they inaugurate me, then I will lead the country and go for the surgery and then hope, because now you're hoping. By then the condition would have worsened, but Bwaka's condition is not the same way it was back in March when we took him when he went to the station in January. It's not the same. It must have worsened. I'm told they're having more stimulants, all kinds of energy boosters, all kinds of things to keep him going, just so he can be able to stand the rigors of the campaign. So their plan is, in order to convince him for him to not go for the surgery, they have to tell him that I want to kill him. You see why they made it was a practical lie to serve a specific end. Costa, he listens to Costa. Costa has arranged for him to go. Costa raised the money all for him to go. So we must tell him that Costa won't kill him. Then he will not go. To tell you how gullible, Jeremiah said the man going downhill. Joseph Boakai is no longer in charge of himself. Like a normal octogenarian. Their very life and everything they do is dictated by people, that by their walls. Boakai is not himself. He's a puppet they are using to get to the presidency and do what they want to. If he wants to be president, it is his right. Let him put himself out on a ticket and present himself to the people. He and Prince Johnson, and the people may decide whether they want him or not. But it is very inherently and diabolically ingenious and dishonest of Joe Boakai to ask the country to make him president so that he may turn the country over to a lunatical, deranged, and unstable mass murdering warlord, which poses a threat to our national security interests as well as the national security interests of our most important ally, the United States, so that he, Joe Boakai, can go for a surgery, and then the rest of the country will go on their knees and be hoping that our 80-year-old president may pull through, return to the country, recuperate in 6 months to 1 year, and then resume his duties as president of the republic. Why would Boakai do this to us? Do you know what Jojo Boakai's reaction was? He said, well, to be honest, Daddy, we can't do this to the country. We had a Zoom meeting on March 2nd. I still have the Zoom link right here, guys. I created the Zoom link to discuss Boakai's trip. We were scared, guys. Boakai is not a healthy man. But you all know the man fell off. You all know I'm talking to America. You all know that. Why do you think I'm talking? I'm talking to see doctors. The danger in all of this is that it is not Joe Boakai you will be voting for. Those of you who are voting for him, you will be giving votes to Boakai to hand power over, if he won, God forbid, which I believe shall not happen, to give our country to Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Queen. That is the danger, gentlemen. That is a real danger here. Clear and present danger that must be resisted. And let me say it before I close. They make it seem like Costa today is a sellout. When I took a poor, broke Joseph Boakai, who was vice president for 12, the other day, Joe, told me, my man, you don't want to put in trouble more by the public. I said, no, that you. Because when Boakai